Vue is a great framework that makes learning front-end development really easy. However, React is undeniably one of the most popular front-end libraries for building modern applications. With the new Composition API, Vue has become even more similar to React, making it really easy to learn both. By the end of this video, we'll convert some Vue components into React components and explain how React works. We'll also look at why so many developers use and enjoy React. If you're a React developer, you should check out my other video where we look at it the other way and explain Vue to React developers. Let's start with the most basic example, a counter. The counter will let users increment and decrement a value as well as display its value multiplied by 2. The Vue implementation is pretty straightforward. We can simply use a ref function to store the value of the counter. We'll add a simple function to increment and decrement the value. And for the multiplication, we can do this with a computed function. Lastly, we'll need to return these values in our setup function and link them to button click events in our template. Now, let's take a look at the React implementation. Each React component is a simple function. You can think of this component similar to our setup function, except that the whole function is executed each time state changes. We'll use the useState hook to store the value of our counter. Unlike Vue, useState returns a value and a function for setting the value. You must set the value with this function so React knows when to re-render the components. The signature for the second function has two options. You can simply pass in the value you would like to set it to, or you can pass in a function where the first argument is the old value and the return value will be set as the new one. In our case, we'll need to use the setCounter as a function since we cannot guarantee the value of the counter. This is because React batches state updates to help reduce re-renders. So using a function instead of a value guarantees asynchronous behavior inside of our callback function. Unlike in Vue, we should never mutate our values directly. This means if our useState value was an array and we'd like to update a value at an index, we must clone the array, apply our mutations, and then pass it into the setState function. It's common to use a library like immutability helper to copy data without changing its original value. For the multiplication, we won't need any computed properties. Instead, we can simply assign the variable to our current count value times 2. This is because the entire function is called on every single re-render, so this value is always calculated. If we wanted to perform a more complex computed value, we could use something called a useMemo. This is similar to a computed property, except the first argument is a function you'd like to memorize, and the second argument you must specify an array of dependencies that will call this function to be executed when the values change. When it comes to rendering our HTML elements, React does not use templates similar to Vue. Instead, it uses JSX. JSX allows us to leverage the full power of JavaScript and has better support for tooling such as TypeScript, linting, and auto-completion. Of course, the Vue template provides its own set of advantages, and you can actually use JSX in Vue to take advantages of these features. The Vue documentation provides a more in-depth comparison between the two if you'd like to learn more. Basically, JSX allows us to write HTML-like syntax in line with our JavaScript. JSX is similar to HTML, however, there are some special cases you need to learn. For example, to apply a class to an HTML element, you would normally add a class attribute in HTML. But in JSX, the class keyword is already used by JavaScript, and thus you need to use class name instead. JSX also uses a single pair of braces to let the JSX parser know when it needs to interpret the content in between them as JavaScript instead of a string. In our React component, we'll need to return buttons and text. To do this, we'll wrap our elements in a fragment that lets you group a list of children without adding extra nodes to the DOM. Inside, we'll add our buttons and text as we would normally. To capture click events, React does not use emitters. Instead, React passes a callback function to the children component that will be called whenever the event happens. Our buttons have an onClick event we can use to call our increment and decrement functions. JSX also doesn't have directives, but we don't really need them in JSX since we can write JavaScript in line. For an if condition, we can simply write a ternary statement in React, while in Vue, we do this with a vif and velse. If we wanted to generate elements for each value in an array, in Vue we would use a v-for, while in React we could do this with a map operation. You'll notice both of these methods still require we pass a key property to our children components to identify them. Let's take our counter one step further by adding an interval that will increment our value every second. In Vue, we would create an interval on the mounted lifecycle hook and then clear it in the unmounted hook. However, in React, we'll need to use a function called useEffect. This is one of the most commonly used functions. It can achieve all the things you would do with watchEffect, watch, unmounted, and unmounted functions in Vue. useEffect accepts a function as the first argument and optionally accepts an array of dependencies. It will execute the function when any of its dependencies changes. If the function returns another function, this will be called when the component is about to be unmounted. To create a mounted lifecycle hook, we can simply pass in an empty array for our dependencies. This function will initialize our interval counter and return a function that clears the interval. If we were to pass in some dependencies, this function would be called each time any of those values change in the list. You'll notice this can feel more verbose than what you're used to in Vue, since Vue automatically knows and tracks dependencies of functions. When it comes to setting up a project, React has Create React App. It's a really simple script that sets up a React project and doesn't give you a lot of the options like the Vue CLI. It is generally agreed that React has more libraries than Vue, and almost all of the Vue frameworks are available in React. For example, in Vue we have Nuxt.js, while in React we have Next.js. For UI libraries, React has Material UI and Vue has Vuetify. For state management, React has Redux, and in Vue, Vuex. As you can see, there are a lot of similar tools available in React that are also available in Vue. Options also exist for running React on mobile called React Native. Although you can do this with Vue, React Native is maintained by the creators of React. In this video, we looked at some of the most basic concepts of React. If you're interested in learning more about React or Vue, you should subscribe and check out some of my other tutorials. I also have a growing community over on Discord if you have any questions. Thanks for watching, hope to see you in the next one.